Well, hello everybody, welcome back to my Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity. I'm IVATOPIA, this is episode 356. Alright then, we left off, we were talking to the grieving mother, and we managed to piece a memory of hers back together. I say piece because I kind of had to guess a few things, because I believe you had to remember the exact vision you had with her. And again, for me, how many bloody episodes, how many weeks, months ago was that? So I got it together, and among them is the name Watcher, so I'm going to ask her what the birthing bell is. This basically was the memory. Do you remember what I saw, apparently?
It is a plateau formed of the spirit stone Audra. At its top is set a great bell, cradled in the reaching arm of the plateau.
Okay.
It stirs in the wind, and it sounds for leagues when struck by kith hands.
Nice.
In distant times, the great bell served as a Glanfathan watchtower, perhaps. Why they abandoned it, I do not know. Other men came in time, settlers, and claimed the tower as their own. I, in turn, claimed it from them. The pillar became a cradle where I could draw new souls into the world.
Memory, were you helping a woman give birth? Hopefully I can ask all this.
Yes. Yet, I believe you only saw a small part of the birthing ritual. It is not all in a moment, nor in a day. It is a journey of many years between the child, the mother, and I.
Okay. There was much I could do to aid the mother, some sort of physical comforts of ritual to steady their thoughts, even Andra from the bell. Others would seek advice, words of counsel, not courage, counsel for the days ahead. I was able to provide drafts, tinctures, and reading of the child's spirit, all to strengthen the mother. Can you tell me about the birthing ritual? Tell us, hopefully I can ask all these too.
The ritual was one
many
of
steps.
many steps. It took many tens of years to carve them, but always the child's thoughts were there to guide me, from the moment it began to awaken, to the 3 seasons within the mother, to the birthing day, and the years to follow. The child's thoughts, that is where it began.
Nice.
The expectant mother.
Nice.
I could often sense her thoughts, and those of her child, before she could. I would soothe her, free her from the panic of questions. I would sound the memory of the birthing ballad, memory of the vibrations fill my thoughts and hers. Often, the child's soul could hear it too, so the sound of the bell echoed in the mother's thoughts.
Okay, we just had a little problem. The game, I do not know why it's doing this of late. It minimized me again. I have no clue why it's doing this. And it did it during her speaking. So in other words, I believe the game carried on playing. So at some point it cut off what she said. So I'm just going to read it again just for any bit it cut off, okay? I believe it was around here. I'll just read the whole thing, screw it, to make sure. The expected mother, I could often sense her thoughts and those of her child. Before she could, I would soothe her, free her from the panic of questions. I would sound the memory of the birthing bell atop the plateau in her mind, letting the memory of the vibrations fill my thoughts and hers. Often the child's soul could hear it too, so the sound of the bell echoed in the mother's thoughts. Okay, I read that again, like I said, because it minimized, and when I come to edit this, I'm not sure exactly where it minimized. Plus, it kind of threw me off everything she was saying, so it came back, she was just speaking, she's probably down here, and I just didn't take any of it in. So, that's why. So, there's a little cut there, and it just stopped like halfway, I think it's around here, halfway through here. That's why I just explained it to you. Okay. Often in child's souls, good, yeah, I read that. You sensed the mother's thoughts. You mentioned the ritual lasted years. What would happen after the birth? Hopefully, I keep saying this each time, hopefully I can ask all these, but I don't know if it's letting me. Once the pain! Here comes the pain is channeled away, and the mother and child breathe again. I sound the birthing bells on my wrists and allow the mother to hear the child's thoughts, the ringing echoing in each other's thoughts. The bells open the way between them, let her feelings pass in the newborn, and let her feel the child in return. And when the feelings meet, that is when I weave another memory, and I leave it tied to the mind. It looks like it could let me. You sense the mother's thoughts. Sharing memories and thoughts can bond lives together, as can hardships, and most of all, the sharing of what is familiar. The bell itself provided shelter for such thoughts, opportunities to see deep into the holes in the rock, so basically little holes in the rock, where one could find shelter, clefts where you could feel the ardor all around you. As she speaks, you feel your legs bent, crossed, and warmth of walls around you, and blanket woven thick beneath you. Such shared images can bond souls even tighter and allow them to draw strength from each other. Did these bells play an important role in the birthing process? Yes! And for years after I gave a set to the child after delivery, it is a reminder of the memory the mother and the child shared. You feel an odd sensation, a warmth, and you can feel a smile being shared. Then it flickers and it is gone. As the bells coaxed the child forth, so they accompanied the child onwards, fastened about the wrists, to care for him in mind and body. There is no magic in it except the magic of practicality. If a child sought to leave their cradle or escape their cribs, the mother could know through the warning of the chimes alone. At times, if the bond was strong, so would I. The sensation of smile comes again, slower, more knowing between you. If not watched, children, much trouble may be had from their tiny hands. Chimes are kept until the child needs them no longer. When I no longer can hear them sounding in my mind, I know their spirit has changed and the bonds we shared are long gone. This shedding might last many years or but a few, but it's necessary. You watched over these children for years after the births. Children are fragile things. Even the ties of blood and mind may not be enough. They must be watched and even then the body may fail and the mind, but if watched, even the most sickly child may cling to life if determined enough, and many of their souls were tied to me. When child's spirit failed, I could sound the chimes in their mind and grant them strength, even from afar. It did not always serve, but it gave hope. Sounds like you've seen tragedy too. Enough to never wish to feel it again. In the times before the bell, children who died were cast upon the waters of the lake beyond the bell. Sometimes, while alive, if their pasts and futures were deemed weak, was a different time. Children were treated carelessly. Those times are the past. I have other questions about birthing bell. Ask what you will, I will provide the answers. Why would you give a telling of a child's spirit?
Many would come seeking their child's future, or a reading into the child's past, the lives its soul is said to have lived.
Oh, you're going to say the rest? Okay. Oh, that's speaking. Well, not her speaking, that's what I should say. No. There's a slow chill of emotions, basically. And for a moment, it seems as if she's going to fade from your vision, as if she can't bear to be seen, and there is a spike of fear. Alarm.
Such things are not mine to see. I meant no offense.
Okay, well, I don't get that. What? Many would come seeking, like, why would you give a telling? Would come seeking their child's future or a reading into the child's past. Liza's soul is said to have lived. Oh, she's like, well, they come seeing the future, and I basically give the information. She's, oh, wait a minute, that's not mine to do. That I didn't mean any offense. That's what you do. You can do that. Like, she's taking my spot or something. Okay. Oddly enough, it feels like she's not speaking to you. Oh, feels like she's speaking to an audience. Said that earlier. The air takes on a curious edge, a chill which persists for a short moment and then fades into a dull fear. You feel the word watcher resounding in her mind. So it comes across, she's doing stuff like a watcher, but not to the extent of a true watcher is, and for that sense, she's kind of she's treating it like she's an amateur or a phony, or a fraud even, a fraud watcher. And that's why she's so scared of watchers, even though she's never heard of a watcher. I'm just getting the feeling I'm getting from it, from what they're saying, is, oh, you're like the master, you're the professional. I basically do what you do, but I don't have the title, I shouldn't be doing it, so I'm a fraud or I'm a phony. You know, that's the way it's coming across a bit. Even if she not actually is, that's the way I feel that she's feeling. You're frightened, something about watchers. Didn't know you had the ability to read, yeah. As the thought of watchers crosses her mind, you feel a sharp pain, stabbing, and a sudden burn of lashes across your back and shoulder. again, what I just said about her being a fraud or something, did Watchers take her and treat her as a fraud? And they beated her for it? Like, how dare you basically pretend you're one of us? Like, I didn't, I was just helping people. No, you're doing a Watcher's job. I didn't even heard of a Watcher before. You liar! You know, is that what's happening to her? Why is she scared of Watchers now? Sudden burn of lashes across your back and shoulders, and then it's gone. And you feel the grieving mother before you, silent, almost fearful, wary.
I was something else, but because the title Watcher was cast on me, the word carried a weight I had neither earned nor deserved. The world seems filled with such titles. They distract, I think, from the actions of the person, from their strengths.
It's exactly what I was saying, wasn't it? Weight of a title like earned nor deserved. So she's basically doing a Watcher's job, even though she's not a Watcher. She's doing what she can do to help to the best of her abilities, but because it kind of treads on a Watcher's, what a Watcher is, people call her a Watcher even though she's not really a Watcher. And then because of that, real Watchers will call her a fraud because they can tell she's not a real Watcher, and I feel they punished her for it. Or people treated them like, well, Watchers should be able to do this, 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 and this, you know, A, B, C, and D, and E, and where she can probably do B and D, her abilities, and then when she can't do A or the other ones I said, they're treating her like, you're a fraud. You said you're a Watcher. Like, no, I didn't. Well, so-and-so, who got it from so-and-so, got it from so-and-so, said you're a Watcher, so you lied to us. Like, I never mentioned I was a Watcher. Well, so-and-so said you were, and where did they get it from? I don't know. I think something like that. Did you believe you were a Watcher? If they came to you and read their child's souls, what did you tell them?
I drew upon the present. I felt the soul of the mother before me, and used that to tell the child's path, to give it a voice.
Okay.
If only the thoughts of the mother and the emotions that lie beneath were mine to impart. I did, and so I used that as the telling of their child's future.
Turned out to be true. What if the mother's emotions were painful, hurtful?
One must guard oneself when drawing upon the thoughts of another. The pain of a mother's rage and disdain. It can be a powerful poison.
She shaped their thoughts, made the readings true. So like you speak from experience.
Yes, and I live with that weakness still. I have learned to shield myself from such edged thoughts, strip them away, and to tell a clearer picture of the child.
You shaped the thoughts, made the reading true.
This is my calling, to show them the life I see before them, and even greater, make them believe it.
It's not what a Watcher does. We do not shape minds, we see them as they are. So you twisted the mother's feelings for the children. Why would you do such a thing? I think the top one, we do not shape minds.
Even the most strongly worded tells may not be enough to save a child and allow it to be born. If I have the strength to strip away the stem of a mother's spite to expose kindness, weave nurturing from disdain and neglect, then that is my calling. And with the weight of Watcher behind my thoughts, these tells gain strength. Strength I never possessed on my own. They believed.
Oh, so she says Watcher.
And what they believed became the truth. With each child that was set upon that path, the title of Watcher became strong.
Oh, okay, so she was technically frauding. I was 100% right. People would... By the sound of it, she came and people like, oh, you helped me. Only a Watcher can do that. You're a Watcher. Just like, okay. No, but okay. And then someone else says, who are you? I can help. No, I don't trust you. And someone goes, she helped her, but how? You're a Watcher. You're a Watcher? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you're a Watcher. Please help me. And she's, yeah, I'm a Watcher. That allows me help. So she started using the name fraudulently for good because she's trying to help people, but she did it wrong in the sense that a Watcher reads the mind, understands it, and leaves it. She manipulated it to give him try to give him a better life. So there's good in her, even though the way she manipulated him is wrong, and she used the falsehood of being a Watcher so she could do it. So she was a Watcher fraud.
You must understand, without such weight upon my words, many lives would have been lost, drowned, cast in the lake beyond the bell. Now the trail to the lake is lost and reclaimed by the forest, as was meant. A watcher was not there to look over us, but it was a watcher that saved them.
Okay.
And with a watcher's strength, children were born, were cared for, and grew strong.
So again, she's saying, you know, there was no actual watcher there because she made them believe she was a watcher, and it's their belief in trusting a watcher what allowed her to manipulate them into basically a good truth, so to speak, get them away from the bad, and they had good lives because of what she did, and they went away believing what she did it for them, even though it wasn't. And I bet you that's why she's scared of a real watcher, and why I felt them burns and that on my back earlier in the game, talking to her of her memories, because real watchers found out, and you're a fraud. A, you're a fraud, and B, you manipulate people's minds. That's not on. And they tortured her for it, instead of trying to understand her, like I'm trying to now. Interesting. To afflict your will on other, that is not reading, that is a control. Readings were necessary, I say. I don't know how I feel with it, because I feel she's come from a place of good, but her methods weren't good, but her methods were also necessary if she did it correctly. Afflict your will on other, that is reading, that is control, that's not reading, it's control. If she's telling the truth, okay, hypothetically, assume she's telling the truth, I think she is. If she's telling the truth, then it seems she was trying to do good, even though her methods of getting there was bad. So I will go with it seems your reasons were necessary. Doesn't mean I want to keep doing it, but it was necessary.
What use is a frightened will when a spirit is at stake? Would you let the fears of a mother end her newborn's life? You felt it in the memory. The weight of it, the importance of the child's life. It was a memory we shared.
Did we share that memory? Did you inflict it on me? Oh, it's not the truth, is it? Inflict it on me. And suddenly there is a rasping cry across your conscience. She raises her hands, and you see the charms draped from them, yet they make no sound as she moves.
A greater good was done, and children were saved. It is a choice you may be forced to make one day. And when faced with it, you will make the same one.
Future exercise that kind of control over others, even for great good. When that happens, I'll make my own choice. I don't know. I would like to think I can, but I don't know.
This choice is not yours to make, Watcher. You will do as the world needs, as its children need. It is greater than you and your twist of sight.
Twist? Okay, I feel that's an insult at the end. What the hell? I want to discuss something different. Man, speak. Heard a name, watched your thoughts when you remember the birthing bell. Why? Oh, we're 18 minutes. I might go for this one quick.
It's because I once believed I was.
Okay, so she definitely
and
did.
Others believed I
So she
was.
did believe it. Slow chill, and for a moment it seems as if it was going to fade from your vision. She can't bear to be seen. Why did you believe you're a watcher? The world has many corners, and in some corners the name Watcher is more known. It is an easier title than others, and at times it is easier to wear. Placing a title upon what is unknown can dispel the fear of it, and I did not fight it. I even believed it true. So she's not a fraud if she believes it. She's not like, oh, I'm a Watcher, even though I know deep down I'm not, but I'm a Watcher just to get what she wants. She actually believes she was. So in that sense, she wasn't lying then. She believed it. Do you know what I'm saying? People can believe stuff and be telling the truth, even if it's completely wrong, if they truly believe it. So, place a title upon them as unknown can dispel the fear of it, and I did not fight it. I even believed it true, through I knew little of the ways to watch us. I even granted me strength. I still think some of them caught on to her and punished her for it. I was able to see the thoughts of others, shape them, and help guide souls. Watcher seemed enough, and the name seemed to matter little to the light of one's acts. There's another name for someone with your abilities. I see the word cipher in your mind and see its meaning flow. You know, I did not train in such things, and the title feels more of a cloak the world casts on me and judges me for. It is curious how a title such as that can define one, and at times be the source of such emotion that comes from no one. but the voices of others, it is a curse of the world. And obviously, I guess my character's one. I could say something here. Do you know anything about Watchers? Feel that they were once marked, hated, such hate. Oh, sorry, I'm hiccuping. Just hate fears dimmed. Now I can feel it. Other hatreds have risen from the other titles, but they burned bright in the past. Now hate has shifted focus, and they may fall on the same again, either you or me. That is all. Okay, I feel there's more to talk to about, so I guess next episode we'll go and have one more chat with her. But we have advanced this, so that's good. Anyway, like, subscribe, good stuff. I'm IVATOPIA. You've been awesome. Thanks for watching. Have a great Monday. See you next time. Bye, everyone.